it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Today I'm going to be planning the week of November 26th in my Erin Condren Vertical Neutral My Memory Planner. As promised, this will be a little bit of a life update plan with me. It's going to still be a voiceover, but I will catch you up with all of the things that have been going on, especially with work, because this was actually my last week of work. So super excited. I am going to be using this winter plans kit from Scribble Prints Co. I am so obsessed with this kit. It's a mini kit and I do have the glitter headers and the Fashion Girl add-on. I love this girl. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Anyway, I just really like this art, but then I loved what Andrea did with it from Scribble Prints Co. because it was like a Christmas art, but she made it like that you could use it anytime. So I really just love that. I have like a bow that looks exactly like that. Anyway, I am just really excited to be using this. I'm going to be bringing in gold foil, but I tried to bring in like all like softer, more champagne-y gold. So champagne foil from Rose Colored Days, the Sadie Sickers gold, and like the Scribble Prints Co gold, which are a bit softer than some of the other golds. And then as well, I just have like some regular stuff that I'm going to bring in, like more in the spread. But for like the bigger items, I tried to focus on that more champagne color. And likewise, I have a bunch of champagne Simply Gilded washi. This is that roll of washi that is like not champagne, but not rose gold. My foil is just like a little bit weird on this one, I think. I'm not really sure. I like it still, but I may not use that because of that, but I might still because it matches super well. And then I have the Planner Sophisticate collab. This is like the hot gold, but I mean on this you can't really tell that much. And like it's Planner Girl washi and this is a Planner Girl kit. So how could I not bring that in? Anyway, I am going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to throw it over to the voiceover.
Get started with the foundation of the spread. I'm going to bring in these washi overlays. I'm still going to bring in some Simply Gilded, but these washi overlays are from Scribble Prints Co. and I just really wanted to use them. I love how this spread turned out. I think it's so beautiful. But anyway, as promised, I am going to catch everyone up on what's been going on in my sort of work life. I have this going at like a slightly slower speed than usual so that I have time to catch you up, although I think I will have time. So basically, this was my last week at work, which I'm really excited about. I'm leaving with like a good feeling. Anyway, this was like a long time coming. So like you may have started to notice me putting like work stuff in my memory and personal planner starting like in early October, this has been really like a long and slow exit. I don't have another like job. I work part-time, like a 70%, or I did. But I don't have like another like corporate-y job lined up, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to take the month of December off. And then I'm actually going into business for myself in January, which I'm really, really excited about. So I will talk more about that in a minute, but I work in the research and consulting field, for those of you that don't know, and I've worked at the same company for almost 6 years. So for a really long time, long before I had kids. I was in an office originally. I've worked from home for a number of years. I used to travel quite a bit, but I haven't traveled at all since my children were born. So I worked for this really great company. It was a great career job. It was also very flexible and it felt very family friendly to me. It was a smaller company. And then we did get bought by a larger company. And at first there weren't much changes, but the changes sort of built along the way. The buyout was like a couple years ago at this point. So changes had been coming through. A lot of folks that I have worked with over the years, like people have been leaving because that's sort of what happens when a small company that's like privately owned gets bought, because people had stock and things like that. So a lot of those folks have moved on, and it just generally hadn't been feeling like the same place. Not like a good or a bad thing, just like hadn't been feeling the same. And I think that I was much more comfortable in the old culture, if that makes sense. And then just likewise, like working 70% and working from home, I guess I never realized how lucky I was, that how well it worked with my old boss. But after she left, things didn't work as well, and I hadn't been doing like as much content, and some of this is like honestly my fault. Like I definitely made some career choices that like were not the right decision, even though I thought they were at the time, and like I can totally admit that, but anyway, so basically I just made the decision, or with my husband and, with my employer as well, that this just wasn't really like working out anymore, and that it was time to sort of move on to the next adventure. I mean, I feel really fortunate because we don't rely on, like, I make a good income, but we don't rely on it to live. So I felt like I had a lot of optionality to sort of do the things that I wanted to do and make sure I'm getting what I want to get out of my career, but also to make sure that I have enough time to spend with my family. When I was younger, I always thought that I would be a stay-at-home mom. And then after my daughter was born, I just sort of thought that I would go back to work since I had such a great and flexible job and give it a try. And it worked. And so I kept doing it. But at some point, particularly after coming back from maternity leave the second time, it's just not working anymore. And I just didn't want to feel like I was fighting to do everything, right? Like, I didn't want to feel like I was fighting to have time with my kids, and I also didn't want to feel like I was fighting to do a job that I wasn't really super enjoying anymore. So we were fortunate enough to make the decision that I was gonna give up that job, and it was a really scary decision, especially we were on my health insurance, I had benefits and all of that kind of stuff, so it was kind of a scary, plus regular salary and all of that good stuff. I do work from home, and it was definitely kind of scary to give it up, but that sort of security blanket. But I am also fortunate enough that I've built a lot of good connections over the year, and I have some really amazing mentors, most of whom are no longer with the company, and who have really supported me through this decision, and also, like I said, are helping me sort of launch my next chapter, if you will. And yeah, I mean, I enjoyed working after having kids much more than I thought I would. I like the sort of I have a very analytical job, and I really like that aspect of it. These snowflakes are from Sadie Stickers, by the way. So I need to feel like I'm getting that analytical stretching out of the job for it to sort of be worthwhile for me and engaging. And at this point, I didn't want to stop working and do nothing, because I felt like it might be really hard to go back to work later from that. And so I didn't want to take a complete pause from my career, but I really do wanted to slow down a little and enjoy the time with my kids while they're young. Which is why I've decided to try my hand at freelance, basically. So, and actually part of my exit from my old job is I'm going to actually be doing some freelance work for them. So I'm leaving on really good terms with the company. Like I said, I've been there for a number of years. I had a lot of seniority. Feel like I'm well respected by my team, but also by other teams, which has enabled me to create a new relationship with a different department that uses some contractor employees and sort of pick up some work there. And then I have, through connections from mentors that have moved on, etc., have picked up some potential other clients of work that I can do work for as well. So I'm really excited to try that out. It's going to be less than I'm working now, which is what I want, but it'll hopefully give me enough to stay sharp. And also just the idea of sort of being my own boss and getting to pick the projects that I want to work on, and getting to say no to things that I don't really find interesting and all that kind of stuff. I find that really appealing, especially right now. And I feel fortunate enough that we're in a situation where I can give this a try, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I can go back out there and try and find a more traditional job. But I feel like I have the flexibility, and we have the flexibility to try and see if we can make this work, which is like I said, really exciting. So this is not a planner job or anything like that. It's just a job in launching something in my career field, but just trying to do it on a more contractor basis. That's basically what has been going on. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I guess I can preemptively answer the question I get asked the most. And I majored in math and economics in college, and I just have an undergraduate degree, not a graduate degree. I feel like, at least when I'm talking to people in the world, that's what I get asked the most about my work. But anyway, anyway, I am just going to finish up with some washi on the top and the flag, and then I will be ready to do the day by day. Leave any questions in the comments below, and I, can talk more about it on a future plan with me, or if it's a spread question, I can just answer it in the comments below. And this week was also the beginning of Hanukkah. It started on Sunday night, so that was super fun, where I will talk more about Hanukkah next week's plan with me, because it's all Hanukkah all the time here right now, especially with the little ones. But yeah, it was like super, super fun. And I just left myself a little memory thing for this week. I actually used that to write stuff about my son, because he has just been pushing up on everything and cruising all over the place. So it was really fun. And I feel like we're getting kind of close to walking, and he seems on pace with where my daughter was. So I think we're going to have another early walker, and that's really exciting. Anyway, on Monday, I actually did besides working, which I'm not really going to mention that I, worked this week. But anyway, besides working, I did a bunch of filming on Monday. Like I said, I've been trying to do some film ahead, which I've almost finished with, and I will have tons of stuff for you guys while I'm on vacation at the end of the year, still coming out, but also, going to be not have to do any filming while I'm away, which is super hard to do. But anyway, and then we went for a walk that afternoon and played outside with the neighbors. It was just a super nice day. And that Monday, we actually also was the day that we officially finished the last of the turkey leftovers from Thanksgiving. So basically my whole family, despite having this stomach flu, was able to eat a whole turkey, not in one night, but over the course, which is our second year in a row. So really glad. And I actually don't have any fears about finishing a turkey anymore now that we have another eater in the bunch. Maybe even next year we'll have to buy a bigger turkey. Anyway, on Tuesday, my daughter had school and I dropped her off. So I'm using that Once More with Love munchkin. And these are customs from Station Stickers, which she actually just reopened, and she has custom scripts going again, so she did reopen with that, which is nice. And then on Tuesday, I just got a ton of stuff done, all this paperwork, financial stuff that I needed to get done, work stuff, all stuff. I don't know. I just had a super, super productive day while my daughter was at school. So I used that boss mode, Fox and Pip Girl, and a quarter box to mark that. In the afternoon, we just played all afternoon. That playtime is also a custom from Station Stickers, and I actually am running out of those, so I should probably order some more. Actually, I'm running out of all my Station Stickers customs. I'll probably do another batch soon. I like hers because they fit as headers, or they fit in a box. Anyway, that night we got Chinese takeout for dinner. I was just really exhausted. We don't usually do takeout on Tuesdays, but I just really wanted it. And then we actually watched Downsizing after the kids went to bed, which was a really weird movie. I'd wanted to see it for so long. It's with Matt Damon, where they shrink all the people down because it's good for the environment. And it's one of those movies where everything in the preview literally happens in the first 15 minutes, and then it's a completely different movie. And it was actually this really weird love story. And it was kind of sweet, and I still liked it, but it was not at all what I was expecting. Anyway, there was they didn't need to be small for the rest of the movie to make sense. But I digress. On Wednesday, but it was enjoyable, so definitely check that out. On Wednesday, I was up early and I just had some coffee and planning time before the kids woke up, and then I wrapped all our Hanukkah presents. Love that Fox and Pip wrapping paper girl. And then we played outside again this afternoon. It was I think weather this week was really nice. And then I also did I destashed a bunch of stuff on Wednesday. Well, I guess I still have some stuff listed up. Scribble Prints Co kits, if you are interested, they're up on the buy sell trade group. But anyway, I sold a bunch of TNs I wasn't using and stuff anymore, which is nice, and it felt good to get that stuff out of the office, especially after all the shopping I did on Black Friday, and that this was my last week of work with a regular paycheck. But anyway, on Thursday, I took my daughter to school again, and I did drop off again, so I used the exact same thing to mark that. When I don't drop her off, I like to mark it a little bit differently just so I can know the difference. Then that afternoon, I went for a mini walk and talked on the phone to one of my mentors because something had come up for the following week to meet a new potential client. So anyway, it was just a good chat. She was catching me up because she's done some work for them too. And then I also ordered photos, and we ordered I ordered photos from Shutterfly, so I marked that down because it was a big deal. I'd been meaning to do that forever, and I got some offers on some freelance work that day as well, even though like for next year, not for like now, but I was just like lining things up basically. Anyway, Friday was my official last day of work, even though I don't really work on Friday, so it was like kind of more Thursday, but I'm marking it on Friday. It was like my official last day of work. And then I just was up early again, and I just had like a relaxing coffee time. And then we went to an indoor play place, and my daughter was like pretty cranky, but she still had fun at the play place, and then she didn't want to leave. It was a whole thing. But anyway, and then that night we got Thai takeout after the kids went to bed, because I was like, I just want to eat in front of the TV and totally zone out, which is what we did. And then on Saturday, Friday had like just been a really rough day, not like the work part, just like the kids part. So my husband actually took my daughter out, and so I could just like have some alone time. We needed a break from each other after the day, so that was really nice. So he took her to do something fun, and I had like a fun crafty morning while my son was napping. And then I went to the post office to drop off those like planners that I was destashing. And then we went out for poke bowls for lunch. My daughter ate like almost an entire bowl's worth of like raw fish herself. Honestly, she just like loves like salmon sushi so much. Anyway, and then that afternoon we baked cookies because we were having people over for Hanukkah on Sunday night. So had to make some cookies. And then on Sunday, I had some planning time. We went out to lunch at our like favorite fajitas restaurant, which is called Papacitos, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's a chain, and I'm not like usually into chain restaurants, but it's just so good, and like everybody just really enjoys it. Plus like it's kind of expensive for dinner, but if you go for lunch, you can get like more food than our family of 4 can eat for like $30, which is, you know, I feel like my husband was like, I feel like we spend more at Chipotle, and this is like a nice sit down restaurant, and they have like amazing fajitas. So anyway, we did that for lunch. That TN is from Toffee Bananas, and the Munchkin is from Once More with Love. I feel like I haven't said where anything is from in this video, so, you know, if you have any questions, let me know. And then Sunday was the first night of Hanukkah, and that is from Scribble Prints Co. That is a foiled Hanukkah sticker with J. Crew's handwriting, and I'm going to write first night of above that. And then we had people over for latkes and to watch the kids open presents. And then I am just going to finish up with some deco, so I hope that you enjoyed hearing my work story. Anyway, if not, I probably will never know, but if you did, let me know in the comments down below, or especially if you have any questions. I'm always happy to chat. And that is everything for this spread. So I'm gonna turn off the camera and fill it out, and I will be right back. This video will go up on the sort of last day of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to anyone else who celebrates. We've really been enjoying ours with like the kids getting to open presents and everything. It's been super, super fun.
Okay, that is everything all filled out. I think this is like the cutest thing ever. I'm so obsessed with this spread, and just absolutely love it. I did all of my writing on the Scribble Prints Co stickers with a Sharpie Ultrafine, and I did my writing, limited writing on the planner in this, which is a pen from the Happy Scrappy sub box like a long time ago that I love. Let me show you what I have left from the kit. I didn't use this. I always forget to use that. And then I have some washi, some sidebar stuff, a bunch of icons, a little bit of glitter of the colors that I used. I used like most of the functional stuff, but these kits are so big, you always have some leftovers. And I do have the Fashion Girls left, which are so cute. And then like a third of a full box, since I decided to use 2 over on the sidebar. But that is everything. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'd love it if you'd subscribe and check me out on Instagram at MyCraftyPlans to keep up with everything going on in my planners. Bye!